let's get to the final day of the DNC, and that is the day that the Democrats nominated our elected official of Kamala Harris. Now, before I get into this, let me address this question that I get a lot. How do you feel about voting for someone who got 0 votes? So I'm happy to address this as well. And this is not the got you or flex question that you think it is, but here's what happened. What happened is that each party has their own rules on how they proceed if something unforeseen happens. So in this particular instance, something unforeseen happens. Now, both parties have to go along with the Constitution. They can't break any laws. They can't do anything like that. But in the event something unforeseen happens, and in this case, the president right now, who is the president, dropped out of the race, and he dropped out for whatever reason it is that you want to believe. It really doesn't even matter. Let's go with what everybody wants to say on the right, is that he was forced out and pushed out. Let's just go with that. He was forced out and he was pushed out. Fine. So Joe Biden was forced out and he was pushed out of the race. So then what happened was the preceding day, or that day, he endorsed Kamala Harris as the person that he would like to have seen as the nominee. So as that happens, now we are open to anybody who wants to join in the race, they can. So within 48 hours, every single person that considered jumping into the race, or every single person that people thought might have considered to jump in the race, came out and said, we're good. We like our nominee. We're staying the way it is. We're going with Kamala Harris. They didn't hem and haw over it. Within 48 hours, literally, every single one of them not only said, I'm not running, they said, I endorse Kamala Harris as well. Joe Manchin was probably the only person I heard that considered it for a minute and then said, nah, I'm not going to do that. It's stupid. It doesn't make any sense. And then later came out, well, he didn't endorse Kamala Harris, but he endorsed Tim Walz. Which, you get Joe Manchin on your side in any way, Democratic side, that's an accomplishment. And Joe Biden was able to do it a few times. So anyway, because of that, and nobody joined in what was an open race. I hope you guys know this, that people could have jumped in if they wanted to, but they decided not to. So Joe Biden at that point was not the official nominee. He got enough votes in the primaries to become the nominee, to be elected by the delegates at the Democratic National Committee, just like Donald Trump did at the RNC. That is when you are the official nominee. So Joe Biden was never the official nominee. So Kamala Harris got up to the Democratic National Convention. She secured enough votes from the delegates to become the official nominee. Now, the other point here is, find me any Democrats that are having a problem with this. Find me a Democratic Party, find me a Democratic candidate, find me anybody who is complaining, saying this wasn't fair, it was a raw deal, that this should never have happened, that they need to do this all over again, that there are court cases going on because of this. Another spoiler alert, not happening anywhere. This is not happening. People are extremely satisfied with their nominee in Kamala Harris. And there's a few ways to prove that. One, look at her rallies. They are sold out. It's not AI. Those are real people. And people are going nuts at these things. Two, look at the donations she's getting. Not only is she getting a lot of donations from people who are these are individuals giving, not all corporations like people are going to want you to believe. And by the way, you're only allowed to give a certain amount. Now, corporations and rich people can give to different places that will add up to a lot of money. And I will also say, on a side note, if you want to tell me, let's get rid of Citizens United and get rid of all the politics and money, or money in politics, I'm all for it. I'm with you on that. But anyway, let's stick with the system we have now. Individual people are donating in record numbers. I mean, astronomically record numbers they are giving to this woman. And then of course you saw the DNC. You saw how everybody was excited. You saw the establishment Democrats. You saw the progressive Democrats. You saw all these people who got up on the stage and were excited for Kamala Harris. You see it in the polls. You saw the difference between what was happening in the polls when it was Biden and Trump. Biden was down 3.1 points to Donald Trump the day he announced that he was dropping out of the race. As of today, Kamala Harris is up 2.1 points, I believe. So this idea and this thing that you're going to think you're going to get everybody by saying she didn't earn any votes, I'm going to try to make this easy for you and try to end this. You can go along with it if you want to, or you can continue this ridiculous narrative and maybe you guys can do it with each other. But here's the deal. We're happy with Kamala Harris. We are thrilled that she's on the ticket. And we do believe that Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are going to be the next president and vice president of this country. I hope that helps, and if it doesn't at this point, that's the last time I'm addressing that because this is absolutely ridiculous.